you own the following cars, please pay attention to this video. I'm here to tell you about the most stolen cars in South Africa. And if you ever thought about where they actually end up, where do these cars go? So what are those Hot Wheels that thieves just can't resist, that they can grab any time and drive off like there's no police in the country? So according to CarTrack, they list 5 types of cars: your bakkies, SUVs, sedans, and high-speed hatchbacks. Those are the ones that top the list, but there is more. So if you drive one of these, maybe it's time you pay attention. And maybe it's time you can invest in some extra security, or probably an fiercest dog out there. So let me break it down for you, starting with the bakkies. So these rag tracks are in high demand on the black market, especially in regions where they use them for transport and goods. Now with SUVs, on the other hand, they are often stripped for parts like engines and exhaust systems. Kind of like how you pick your leftover food after dinner, right? But this time, obviously, you're doing it illegally. Sedans, on the other hand, find a new life in the e-hailing sector. They love this. Your Ubers, your Taxifys and all that. They love them. They are perfect for that. Why? Because most drivers say these are the cars that easily blend in with the traffic. So you can't really find them. You can't even track them easily because they are small and they easily fit in with other cars. But you might be wondering, where do these stolen cars actually go? Well, let me break it down for you. Many of these cars, they say they are smuggled through across the borders of Botswana, Mozambique, Namibia, and Zimbabwe. And there's yet one more country that I'm going to tell you about. Talking about Botswana, what happens is cars that go to Botswana, they are often sneaked through Sikwane border. If you live in the northwest, you should know this border. Now, some of the cars go to Mozambique. Now, how do they get to Mozambique? Criminals use 2 routes. One is from KwaZulu-Natal, where they say that criminals actually build a makeshift steel bridges to cross over the fence. And then there's another route from Mpumalanga crossing over to Mozambique, where they sometimes just drive through the border as if there's nobody watching them. Crazy, right? I guess these guys really believe you go big or you go home. They catch you. They believe in that you die once philosophy. In the Northern Cape, though, cars are trafficked through Free crossing into Namibia. And then from Limpopo, they either drive across Limpopo River at low tide. Can you think of that? Or they get dragged across the donkeys into Zimbabwe. Talk about extreme off-roading. These people are sophisticated. Now, once these stolen vehicles make it across the borders of these countries, they're often fitted with fake number plates and then they are smuggled again, this time into a country that I said I'll mention, Zambia. So Zambia apparently acts like a hub of distributing these vehicles to other parts of Africa. So it's a whole massive network. Unfortunately, it works so efficiently. Now there's more. There's high-speed hatchbacks. These little speedsters are typically used for other crimes like your armed robberies. These are very fast cars, nimble and great at outrunning the cops. They say it's basically the automotive equivalent of a sprinter. Now here's a list with specific models of cars that are on high risk. Check this out. Your VW Polo, very, very risky. We all know about that one. Ford Ranger, Nissan NP200, Toyota RAV4, Toyota Corolla Cross, Toyota Hilux GD6, and your D4D. And then you have, guess what? Toyota Fortuner GD6. So if you own one of these, please consider a good insurance policy or maybe a bad cave. Yeah, so the country is grappling with a serious vehicle crime problem. With an average, they say about 65 cars stolen every day in the country. That's more than 2 cars every 1 hour. And they use wide range of tactics, from just your brutal force of hijacking to high-tech methods like key relay attacks. It's like gone in 60 seconds and your car is gone just like that. Unfortunately, this is happening. It's real life. We all need to be careful. So what's your take from this video? Be vigilant, guys, about your vehicle security. Use tracking devices. They work. Sometimes they don't work. Steering locks, and they always advise us to park in well-lit areas. I don't know how that helps, but maybe it does. And if you can, please consider car insurance policy, comprehensive car insurance policy, and always be aware of your surroundings. If something feels off, then it's probably off. Remember, staying informed is your number one line of defense.